Okay, welcome to the September 26th Thursday chat, and thank you, Rabbi Judy. Next week is the first day of Rosh Hashanah, so we will not have a meeting next week. We'll see you the following week. That doesn't fall into a holiday. So we start off with Bob Orkin.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Jerry. I want to say something on behalf of the Appreciation Fund Committee. You should find in your cubbies the letters about this campaign. You know, there is a campaign twice a year to raise money for the Appreciation Fund. All of us have had contact with any number of employees at Newbridge, and many of us comment about how kind the staff is here, how well served we are, and you know that the staff is unable to receive any kind of tips or gifts, and so the way that we can show our appreciation is by contributing to the Appreciation Fund. I hope you will be generous. As the letter explains, we've raised the amount that we are asking of every person at Newbridge. We hope that you will at least meet that amount and even more. In fact, the last campaign, a greater percentage gave more than the asking amount itself. So if you are so inclined, please be as generous as you can, and remember that Christmas is coming very soon, and the money that we give to our employees makes a very big difference in their ability to celebrate Christmas in a meaningful way. So on behalf of the committee, we thank you in advance for your generosity. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Bob. Rabbi Judy.
Thank you, Jerry. Hello, everybody. I bet you already know that next Thursday is the first day of Rosh Hashanah, and that we will begin our celebrations for those who celebrate Rosh Hashanah on Wednesday night, the 2nd of October, with a service that will be from 5:30 to 6:15, and then followed by dinner at 6:30 if you've signed up for the communal dinner in Great Meadow Hall. I wanted to ask you to, if you haven't signed up and have missed the deadline, please sign up anyway, because it really helps us to have an estimate of how many chairs to set out. And sometimes there's a really big difference in what we anticipate and the actual. And that would be really helpful. I want to point out another event that's also happening next Thursday. While you are concerned about not having the community meeting, there will be something else to do on the first day of Rosh Hashanah. It's traditional to do a ritual called Tashlich, which means letting go, and it's symbolic, only symbolic. It doesn't actually work in practicality, but you take the metaphor and we throw our sins into a body of water and let it go and feel that we have a chance to start over. And we're going to have Sid Josephi will be leading a group to the Charles River. They'll be going to the part near the gazebo where it's easier to get to than when it's muddy at the yacht launch where we used to go. Not yacht launch, you know what I mean, those little boats launch. If you would like to go, I believe it's at 3 o'clock, meet at the raised gardens and walk together. And I will send out a notice about that reminding you. That's on the first day of Rosh Hashanah. If it rains, it'll be on the second day. If it rains on the second day, it'll be next year. On October 7th is a memorial service that we'll be holding for the community. It will be held in Great Meadow Hall at 2 o'clock. It will be with Rabbi Karen and Rabbi Beth and myself, a time for unity and solace and hope, followed by a reception of light refreshments and an opportunity after we've gathered to be together and to support one another. So please come. It will probably be 2 till about 2:30, and then after that there'll be the reception, and I hope that you'll be there if you feel so moved. And finally, the following week is Yom Kippur on Friday evening, the 11th of October. Yom Kippur will start at 6 o'clock. I know that dinner will be available, especially early at 4:30, and we do start the service promptly at 6 o'clock, and we actually close the doors. So seating is between 5:30 and 6. The Kol Nidre, the prayer of Kol Nidre, which has that wonderful haunting music that draws people in, will be shortly after 6 o'clock when the doors are closed, and that's why we close the doors, so that people don't distract from the service at that point, and afterwards the doors will be open. So if you can get there on time, please do, and if not, you'll wait a few minutes and then come in afterwards. Those are all my announcements for the moment, and I wish everyone a Shana Tova, a good and sweet year, and that's all for this year.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you.
So, Larissa Levitch.
Thank you, Jerry. I'd like to remind you about 2 events next week that precede high holidays. And I spoke about these 2 events at length last time, so it's just a friendly reminder because I feel these are programs not to be missed. On Monday, September 30th at 1:30, we welcome an acclaimed author and filmmaker, Heather Dune McAdam. I told you that she's going to bring her documentary, 999, The Forgotten Girls. It is about the first official transport to Auschwitz. And it's a very moving documentary with stories of tragedy, but also resilience. And on Tuesday, October 1st at 7:30, we welcome a local author, Jessica Fine. And Jessica is going to talk about her memoir, Breathtaking, a memoir of family dreams and broken genes. And it is the same theme in this memoir. It's a tragedy that happened in the family, but it is also the story of resilience, perseverance, and ability to find joy in life. After all. So I hope you will join and find it as meaningful as I think they are. Thank you.
Thank you. And Jessica Coleman.
Hi, Jerry. I don't know if Judy and Bob Brown have a question for Larissa.
Not a question.
Go ahead, Bob. Yeah.
I just want to tell Larissa, thank you. I think the community all loved the Bo Winnecker band that played the other night. It was really a tour de force, and thanks, Larissa, for scheduling them.
Thank you so much. I appreciate, and I'm loving that you love it. Thank you.
Okay, Tara, you have something.
Yeah, a late breaking announcement, Jerry. Thank you. So for those of you that attended the driving educational session, thank you for being there, number one. And if you've pulled out the slides to look through them, because I gave everyone hard copies, and you can't find the page that lists the 3 important resources that we talked about in terms of private drivers, you are not going crazy. I made a mistake. And when I printed it, it didn't print both sides of each page, only one side. So I've asked Lynette to include the slides in Matt's letter tomorrow. So you'll have the full document tomorrow, and I apologize for my mistake.
Okay, thanks. Now back to you, Jessica.
Thank you, Jerry. So I have some good news. Dedham Pharmacy has resolved the billing issue for the high-dose flu vaccine as well as the COVID booster. As you can imagine, it's been a little tricky trying to schedule with all the high holidays coming up, but I'm happy to say that we can actually have the flu clinic on October 9th. So that is a Wednesday. They will be with us in the aerobic studio from 9:30 to 4. All the sheets will be going out in Cubbies and at the cottage clubhouses tomorrow. So tomorrow you will find the forms. They look just like they have in past years. You'll have the ability to either check off if you would just like the flu, just like the booster, or if you would like both. So we ask that those are returned by Tuesday, October 1st, so that we can have them, and Stephen at the concierge desk is going to help us get everything scheduled like we have in the past. So we appreciate that in advance. But again, October 9th, 9:30 to 4. Any specific questions regarding if you should get the vaccines or not, please ask your physician. And of course, as always, if you would like to get it done sooner, CVS Walgreens is also taking walk-ins, but October 9th, and forms will be out tomorrow. Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Jessica. And now Josh Ferraro. Do you need to show your screen, Josh?
No, Jerry, but I think Eileen's going to go first with a few announcements, and then I'll finish up, Jerry. Eileen?
Thank you, Josh. Hi, everybody. I hope you're all doing well today. First of all, whoever attended Dairy Night last night, I just want to say a very thank you. We had a lovely night down there at Dairy Night, and it was lovely to see everyone down there. And also, I would like your help. I'm trying out something new down in Nosh. So I have done a little research, and what I am looking at is seeing if I can put pink salt on the tables instead of the regular salt that's on the tables. Now, don't get me wrong, all our food is low sodium, and it's your choice if you want to put that salt into your dish at nighttime. But when I've been looking up stuff and for health reasons and stuff like that, the pink salt seems to be healthier than the regular salt that you have on the tables. Now, saying that, the choice is completely yours if you're putting the salt into your food or not. And again, this is on a trial basis. So starting tomorrow down in Nosh, we're going to have the little grinders to put for the black pepper and also the pink salt. And all we're looking for is your feedback that when you go down to Nosh, whether you like them or you don't like them. And that will determine whether we keep them or we don't keep them. I just want to, we're always looking at innovative ways to kind of get something a little healthier, just to make sure that we're on the right track with things. And that's what I'm looking for. So we will have these pink salt down in the Nosh tables. If you want to try them out, great. If you want to give us some feedback, that's even better. And if you don't have to either. But we're just trying it out on a trial basis.
Let's take a question from Banicelli.
Hi, I don't care much about the color. I think that's great. But is the assumption then that you're going to be using less salt in the food and people can add salt if they need it?
So we always try and go with a low sodium. But some people, obviously, everybody's taste is completely different from other people's taste. So if you feel you need to add more salt into your dish, the salt is on the table. If you
I'm liking the idea of less salt generally.
Yeah, well, we try and have everything as low sodium as we can, but
Right.
we can't have no sodium. So we have low sodium stuff, but If you wanted to add extra salt to your dish, that's where we're trying to substitute the pink salt instead of the regular salt. And it's only in the NOSH on a trial basis.
Okay, why don't you
Thank
go?
you.
Am I good, Jerry?
Yeah,
All right. Thank you, Eileen. Thank you, everyone. Just a few brief announcements. Most of this will be repeated in the culinary corner that goes out tomorrow and gets loaded on the dining website. Just wanted to make a little note about lunch. This past Monday, we did change the lunch menu in Centro. I just want to thank Patrick and his culinary team, as well as Adriana, Jennifer, and the service team for their hard work in rolling that out. Overall, we've heard some really good feedback, and the launch was a success. You will see some minor adjustments based on some feedback that we've received that we are planning to start tomorrow, a couple little tweaks. But overall, we have heard that the menu was well received and a success. Mayor, did you have a question on lunch before I move on specifically?
Well, actually, it was a comment regarding what Eileen just said. The Himalayan salt I just looked up does not have iodine in it. So if anybody is concerned about getting their appropriate level of iodine, that salt does not have iodine.
Thank you, Mayor. Obviously, the high holy days for many of the departments here, but with dining coming upon us, and we're looking forward to some really special meals starting on Wednesday with the first night of Rosh Hashanah. In Great Meadow Hall, the first night for the communal dinner, we have right around 100. And the second night, we have about 50 reserved. In Centro, the first night, we have 70. And on the second night of Rosh Hashanah, we have 90. The reason that I mentioned that is obviously with the communal dinners, it was a pre-order. So those are closed and we don't have as much luxury in adding people. But if your plans have changed and you need to still make a reservation for either night, Centro certainly has space in their buffets as of right now for both nights. So I just thought I would mention that. I do want to mention that we will be trying to stick to the $150 daily spend limit in the month-end freezer for those of you that utilize that. It has been a policy for quite some time. We've been pretty flexible. But in fairness to the community, we have seen some times where some large purchases have wiped out that freezer in one day. So in fairness to everybody, we are going to be a little bit more of a hard line on that daily spend limit. We basically stock it in the morning, and then midday we stock it again. So in an effort to avoid one person wiping out a lot of that, we really want to adhere to that. So that will be helpful and fair to the community. In the notes, many may have seen last week, but I wanted to bring up on this call that our Centro supervisor and catering captain, Jennifer Carrero, did put in her notice. She is pursuing another endeavor. This Saturday will be her last shift in Centro. So if you haven't had a chance to thank her and wish her well, please do so. In the meantime, until that position is filled, you will see other members of the dining team supporting Adriana and her team in Centro. And finally, just reservations, both for lunch. As a reminder, if you have the availability and you can make a reservation prior to coming down for lunch, it does help us to prepare. And also in NOSH, whether you have a reservation or not for dinner, we do ask that you check in with the host team before just sitting at a table. This helps us to ensure proper flow and that the management team and service team are aware of who's sitting where and at what time. So whether you have a reservation or not in NOSH, please still check in with the host team. They'll be happy to get you seated. And Jerry, that's all I had. Thank you.
We got a couple of questions. Don't go away.
Sure. No, I'm here.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, Josh, I'm concerned about confirmation for the Rosh Hashanah dinner and Yom Kippur. Are we going to get confirmations? Because some of us don't eat regularly in NOSH.
So the confirmations for the pre-orders go out automatically if you reserved online. If you submitted a paper form, no, there is no confirmation process.
So can we call somebody to ask?
You can email Chelsea if you want to ensure that you were added to the list. I know that she was getting quite a few requests. You know, the great thing, not to beleaguer, but the great thing about using the online is it's an automated generated confirmation confirming not only that you've ordered, but what you've ordered, and takes, you know, zero manpower. It's all done through the dining website itself. So, but yes, if you have a question or concern, please email Chelsea, and she will respond to you to confirm that you're signed up, Helene.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. Thank you.
And Sharon Gubega.
Josh, I have some friends coming next Thursday, October 3rd for lunch down in Nosh. Will there be any change to lunch during the high holidays?
Not operational wise. I think the culinary team has prepared some specials, but if you know you're coming down, again, not required. But if you want to call ahead and make a reservation, Eileen, do I have that right? No change to the hours, just doing some different kind of specials during the high holiday week, correct? Yeah. Okay.
But Josh, this is lunch, not dinner.
Correct. Yeah.
So we have to make a reservation for lunch?
No, you don't have to, but the lunches do tend to be a little bit busier. So if you put in a reservation, it may help and ensure that we have the space for you.
And Josh, just confirming this is in Nosh.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thanks for bringing that up, Sharon.
You're finished, Josh?
Yes, sir, Jerry. Thank you. Appreciate the time. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. So, Matt,
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you're all doing very well. I want to start my remarks today by acknowledging what an incredible job Rabbi Judy did at the community memorial service. It was held on Zoom. There were family members from all around the United States and even a few different countries, and it was just so moving and so special to remember the residents that lived here in our community and helped make up the fabric of who we are today. And Rabbi Judy, it was one of the most moving and touching Zooms I've been a part of in my career. So thank you for hosting that. And of course, in the background is Mark Blajewski, as he often is, putting together all the pictures and getting things coordinated. So it was absolutely tremendous. So for those of you that joined, thank you very much. It's what community was all about, and it was quite touching. So next week, it's a big week here at Newbridge, and the culinary and community life and housekeeping teams have been planning now for what seems like months. And I have all the confidence in the world that it's just going to be a very meaningful experience and hopefully go off as well as everybody hopes. So with that, next week, I will not be putting out a Friday letter, similarly as not having the Zoom chat out of respect for the holiday. But I just want to wish everybody just a tremendous Rosh Hashanah, Shana Tova, and just a very meaningful week. We will be here in administration. We will be in the background. Things will be relatively quiet intentionally to honor the week. And but if you need something, of course, we are here. Along with Rosh Hashanah, the leaves are also falling, as happens this time of year. So you've probably already heard the leaf blower is out and about. As you can imagine, 162 acres, there's a lot of fall cleanup that happens around here. So Kevin and the AQPS team are out there working hard. If you have a specific need related to the fall cleanup, please put in a request with One Stop Shop, and Kevin and the team will get to it when they can, but it takes them some time. And when the leaves really start falling, it's very hard to keep up. But you know what? We'll take leave snow. So thank you all in advance for your patience. It means a great deal. And I also want to send a thank you out there to Jessica Coleman, who has been unrelenting in working with Dedham Pharmacy to get them on site and get everything figured out. So Jess, a public thank you to you. You'll also see in my letter, I've been putting in there repeatedly that the Needham Jog Your Memory Walk is coming up on October 6th. It's right here down the street at the middle school. I think it's called the Mitchell Middle School. Begins at 9 a.m. It's a really nice program, and we sponsor it here as HSL is one of the lead sponsors. This will be the first year in a long time that I'm not attending because I'm going to my cousin's wedding, which will be interesting in its own way. So she's getting married and we're excited for her. But I hope to have a good, strong showing from the Newbridge team. It's a really amazing cause. It exists to support those that are caregiving for those with cognitive decline and memory loss. So it's very impactful. And pretty light on the announcements for me this week. As you can see, the team has plenty to say on my behalf. But with that, I'd be more than happy to take any questions anybody might have.
Okay. Any questions? You see anybody, Faye? I guess we're done. Have a very happy New Year, Lashana Tova, and we will see you next year.
Thank you very much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.